And
Are we live yet?
Live.
It goes live a lot faster than it doesn't.
It always goes live so much faster than it goes off.
I guess that's just the nature of the beast.
It's funny is it looks like I am Funko board was on here at 4:16.
Oh man,
Skeleton was on here at 4:31.
He definitely is bored. The Dead Skeleton says, "Congratulations on the subs. We're racking up the subs. I appreciate it, but I guess I'm racking them up. I'm not real sure. It seems like once I hit 1,000, everything else just started moving faster, which is kind of funny."
Well, I'm hoping to get to that point. I mean, I don't know what's been going on with YouTube this week. YouTube's been real weird with their subs, taking stuff off, putting stuff back on. I don't know if they're going through a system update or what they're doing, but I know at this point, I think I've only got like 22 left to 500. So
you only have 22 subs left to 500. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 22 left
out of the 500. No, I think I was telling you. I think what happens is they're cleaning house, right? So they're taking all the accounts that are no longer active is what I think is going on. Don't quote me on that.
Possible.
That's what I believe is going on, is that they start like taking the inactive accounts out, and you see that number hitting you in that way. And I bet like the bigger the number gets, like the bigger your subscriber count gets, the bigger that hit gets.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that one. The bigger it's going to get.
I mean, it's also possible that they could be updating their algorithm or something like that as well. So
it could be all kind of things. That was just a guess. I mean, I had to throw a guess out there at some point because I was starting to get kind of upset about my number falling.
Your wife's already adding in there.
Yeah, I see that. She's waiting to find out what I've ordered next. So we're not talking about any pre-orders or anything like that right now.
No, not pre-orders. And in fact, guys, thank you guys for coming on the show. Looks like we already gotten to be so far a decent amount of people so far on. We want to thank y'all for coming. Now, Wayne and I had talked the other day, and we've talked in the past about possibly bringing other people onto the show, and we felt at the time we wanted to kind of build the show a little bit with just the two of us. Get an even better rapport than what we already have. And, just kind of see what the show develops to. I mean, we still don't know what this show is going to develop into. But, I think we felt we had gotten to a point where, I think it was time to start maybe a new segment here where, we start bringing some people on. And, we kind of wanted to have like a theme going with that to bring people on. And Wayne, we were talking about, it's different stuff in our collections, and Wayne thought about, hey, why don't we see what other people have in their collections?
Right. I mean, I think we decided between the two of us it was time to like bring somebody else onto the channel, right? So we would just take a look at their collection and react to their collection, right? I mean, because we all like looking at the collections and we all like reaction videos. I am assuming that to be correct, right?
Exactly. Everybody likes reaction videos, and especially a lot of people, whether they do just collectible videos, whether they do mystery box videos, whether they do comic book videos, whatever. Everybody has, everyone's going to move stuff, whether they buy, sell, or trade. And a lot of people are still going to have those items that they just have to keep in their collection that, are just something that they're never going to leave from their collection. And it's always interesting to see, what, and also everyone's got different sentimental values to different items. I mean, you guys heard mine, my 80s stuff, my Married with Children stuff, things like that, and you guys have heard Wayne's too. But we thought, what, I think it's about time to start hearing some other stories.
Absolutely. I mean, so we're going to start bringing on some people who watch the channel on a pretty regular basis, and we're going to talk about their collections. And I think we have a couple of guests today, right?
Sorry, I got a noisy dog.
I said I think we have a couple of guests today, right?
Yeah, we have two guests. We got one that's standing by right now. We got a great guy that I actually met through the collectible pop swap we had a couple weeks ago, and him and I have talked just through Instagram. I love his channel. I love his show that he does with his daughter, and is this Poppin duo we're going to bring on. He's got a huge collection from, I've seen in the background from soda pops to stuff like that. And we'll let him get into that a little bit more. And then also, and we're going to do these one at a time because we don't want to take away from, each collector, to do them all at the same time. So we're going to bring Poppin duo first. And then after that, we are going to bring the big winner from my giveaway a couple weeks, the Bearded Barbarian.
Yeah, the one with the winning bot. I remember that guy.
Exactly.
Barbarian.
And we're going to change up, and I think we talked about this. We're going to do this almost like at least a monthly segment, go from there. We're going to pick all different YouTubers each time to join us and stuff like that. So now before we bring them on, what I've started to like to do, and of course we want to pay homage to the people that so far have jumped into the videos, is let's give a little bit of shout out to people who have already come on. As we said earlier, we got I Am Funko Board came on way early. Dead Skeleton Show came on, congratulated. We've already got, of course, Wayne's wife jumping in. Of course, the Bearded Barbarian, even though he's going to be on later, he already jumping into the stream. Who else we got? We got Coupling
Stoppin' Funko.
I don't know. We got Stoppin' Funko. Stoppin' Funko's in the house. We got Wayne Deacon. I think isn't Wayne Deacon one of our English?
Yes, Wayne Deacon's on here on a pretty regular basis, and the only reason I remember him as much as I do is because his name starts with Wayne, right? I mean, so
exactly.
It's pretty simple one as to why I remember that. Dave from Who, What, When. I remember him by name now, just because he has such a hard name to say. It's by name now. It's just Dave.
Yeah. We've got another one of our British friends out there at Dave out there. We've also got. We got Tori from Unuseful Boxing. We have Dread Phoenix. What's going on, man? We got Jesse Lou Comics and Pops. Where? I just lost my place. There we go. We got Davis Deadly. What's going on? Pop Teat is always here. For some reason I just like saying that name.
Pop the Heat, yeah. That's always a fun one to say.
I always like that one. We got JKL in the house.
JKL, thank you for sending me that box. Video will be dropping Monday. I already got it scheduled, 1 p.m. Make sure you're there to check that out. I'm going to have to go back and look at that video to make sure I put a link to your channel in the description now that I'm thinking about that.
JKL, only because you sent one to apparently both of us. I just talked to Wayne before we got on, and I got this box in my P.O. box today. And I had said this on the outside. I have no idea who this had come from until I talked to Wayne. Apparently, he got one similar.
No, I got it right here.
I am not at 500 subs yet, so therefore I cannot open this. So if y'all want to see me open this box and see what's in here, I need to get to 500 subs. I follow the rules.
Well. So I meant to tell you the other day, and I think I kind of did, that you've become a bad influence. And since my wife's on here watching, I guess I'm gonna give her something to talk about with tonight. So I picked up this guy.
That's an awesome comment
the other day. Now we were talking about this, and you said comic books are meant to be read. So I put on some gloves. I pulled him out. No joke. I really did put on gloves. So I put on some gloves. I pulled him out. And I read it, and I remembered why I like comic books as much as I do. I mean, it started off with him and a bunch of soldiers behind him, and he's kind of got his sword in his hand, and he says, "Well, I thought running and screaming like a girl would work, but apparently not." And he's got all these soldiers behind him.
Hey, like I've always said, comics are meant to be read.
Yeah, I mean, so I remembered it, and I still got the itchy and scratchy. I got to get out and read it, and I'll get my gloves back out, and I'll probably pull it out tonight and give it a read.
Good. I'm glad I'm adding into your collection problem.
That's where I was going with that. That's a problem, because now that adds another part to the collection.
All right. Well, without further ado, I want to get the man in here. He is waiting backstage. We have. It looks like to be one part of the Poppin duo.
So we have one part of the Poppin
duo. What is going on, man? How are you doing?
I got to move my screen around a little bit. Oh, there we go. So I can see everybody. No. We don't want full screen.
Welcome to the channel, man. Glad to have you on. We definitely appreciate it. I know we kind of threw this together last minute, and we definitely appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely.
You know, we definitely did throw this together last minute. It was one of those last minute ideas. Why don't we pull on a couple of channels, show your collection, talk about your collection? I mean, because this is such a great community. Well, why not? Let's look at each other's collection, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
We'll look at it together.
Kind of interact with different people, and we all watch each other. We all watch each other's videos. It's kind of cool just to see what everybody else has got going on.
It is very cool to see what else.
Yeah,
you know what's funny is someone's collection will tell you a lot about them. I mean, like if you look at my collection, it has a big majority of Deadpool. If you look at Chris's collection, I would imagine it has a big majority of Captain America. I mean, so it's just funny how that works.
For sure. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, growing up in the '80s, I mean, I started collecting a lot of the Motu characters now. We've got a lot of the I got a bunch of Futurama now. But it started more with Marvel. Marvel was kind of like the base for me. I was probably more like Iron Man, a lot of the Venom line I've got, and then kind of just.
I think me and you aren't friends anymore. Chris, could you hit that? Like, put him backstage real quick with the Venom line. Oh man!
You know what? It started with Venom. So I had the original. That was it was either my first character or the second character. I had the original Black Venom that I found at a Walmart or a Walgreens, I'm sorry. And then, picked up the blue one. Those are the two that I liked. Then, a couple of the other ones I just picked up because, I really wasn't into, when we started collecting, I wasn't into, everything. I really didn't know what Funko had to offer. Then as things started to develop, my Venom line kind of went to the background, and everything else I'm like, oh, I got to get the, the He-Man characters. I got to get this now. I got to get that. So it's kind of
it's a never-ending addiction.
Yeah,
really.
I understand more than you know. It becomes, oh, I need all the sodas. I need all the He-Mans. I need it. Look, I understand.
Yeah, the sodas is a great example. Like when I first saw the sodas, I'm like, those are kind of, I don't like that. Then we got a mystery box from Smile World. Didn't even know that soda cans could have been in there. We got one of the, I think it might have been ECCC. And we opened that. I'm like, oh my God, these are so cool. Then we got like 2 or 3. My daughter loves those. That, like, people have asked, why doesn't she open any of the boxes? She doesn't really want to open the boxes, but the soda cans, it's like hands off. She takes over on those every time.
Yeah, Wayne really got me into those because I remember he was getting them first, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. And then I jumped on these so late that I think I finally pre-ordered my first one, which is Gene Simmons, which is fitting for me because I grew up being a big Kiss fan, Kiss Army. So for me, it was kind of fitting. So I was happy with that one. But
one of my first hits in a mystery box was actually I'll show you guys. I think it's back here.
The funny thing is, I think that in reality, we all come into things late. So
Catman, yeah.
The older one. So that was like our first kind of bigger hit in a mystery box, and that kind of sent me down the mystery box rabbit hole. Then
I haven't been able to fall down that mystery box rabbit hole. It's I just can't do it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not forever. The reason I think I like the mystery box aspect. I mean, one, me and my daughter get to, it's something fun to do with one another. We get, just have fun with it. But honestly, quite honestly, we haven't collected Funko for that long. I had a couple, probably 15, like Funko, which I don't think is a lot. We had probably 15 up to maybe January of this year. So everything else has kind of been built through the mystery boxes. And it's been kind of fun just to see, like, we'll sell the ones that we don't like, but, kind of building it through there. Like, it's impossible to see everything that's available out there. Mm-hmm. It's a good way to kind of learn things, but, it's not for everybody because it's definitely be a lot less expensive just to buy what you want to buy and, do it that way.
Listen, I mean, and I'm a lot like you. I mean, Wayne and I have talked about. I love the mystery boxes, and for me, the greatest thing I like about the mystery boxes is the mystery. Right. The downside is sometimes you get a lot of stuff that you don't really want.
Right.
Unfortunately, and I think that's why I stick. I've never been shy about it. Where I do resell a lot of my pops. Well, and of course, you got to find money to rebuy more pops somewhere. So
I have to for sure. Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. And and that it's honestly, I like even having fun doing that. I mean, trading with people, I've been able to trade a lot of stuff and get things that we want. So, to get a couple extra of this, a couple extra of that. We haven't got a ton of doubles or anything like that. So it's been, it's been fun. It's been fun to do for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, Wayne and I just traded up a couple pops.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I haven't got it yet. I'm still waiting on it. I'm waiting on my duct tape to get here.
It's in the mail, and trust me, it is well secured.
I've seen that. I've seen the video with the duct tape, and it's well secure. You definitely
won't have a problem with that.
No, make it through a grenade. It'll be okay.
For sure. For sure. You need it nowadays, it seems like.
Well, that's about the truth. Coming to my house, I think the postman plays rugby or something with my packages as he's bringing them up. I hardly ever order anything offline, and I know that sounds crazy, but I wind up hitting a lot of my local stores so much they know my name. They're like, "Hey, I got this one for you. Hey, I set this one to the side," because if I order them online, I think the mailman seriously plays rugby out in my driveway with it. Before all I can think about is Ace Ventura. Y'all remember that as he's walking out the package and he's like, I swear that's my mailman every time.
Yeah, our mail lady is actually pretty good. It's kind of funny. I mean, my wife and her have become Facebook friends now. No joke. They follow each other on Facebook because they like to make fun of how many packages I get in a day. Yeah. Usually it's the wives or whatever buying all that. It's me. It's 100% me. I've got 100 boxes, a week coming in, and it's all me. I can't blame anybody else.
Anyway,
we already got some fans for you, man. We already got it. Zombie Garage is saying he loves your videos, man. So we just want to make sure we give you guys some love and stuff.
Twitter's a true star for sure.
One thing I want to ask you, between all those pops you got back behind you, from the 10-inchers to the soda pops, out of all those, what is your most favorite pop, and what is your daughter's most favorite pop?
If I had to guess, I would guess for her. So I pulled a couple out. My favorite one, I think this is probably my favorite one right now. This is this is actually the first. Ooh. This for sure was our first hit that we got in a mystery box, and this was before we started our channel or anything like that. And it was my first Freddy, and that started down the Freddy rabbit hole then too. So that's definitely right up there. And then we got a couple other ones too. And then her favorite pop, which is going to be this one here.
Oh, that's a good one right there.
We got this one in a raffle type thing from Sean Ryan's Toys and Games.
Did we talk about that one recently, Wayne, or was that the metallic one? Was that because we were talking about a high valued pops before.
Let me see it again.
And I know that one was in there, but I think the one that was really high value was metallic.
Yeah, I think it was the metallic one. It
floats somewhere around $200.
Right.
Something like that. I think that's her favorite. She's definitely into the Disney stuff for sure.
We've definitely learned from a lot of times doing these videos to doing some research. If you can find metallic pops, grab them.
You better buy them.
For some reason, metallics go insanely popular.
Did you guys pick up any of the Venom Deadpool one?
The one from the Pop in the Box exclusives? Yeah. I have not picked it up yet. I told Wayne about it because I know he's a big Deadpool guy. I'm thinking of actually picking it up pretty soon because that one just looks sweet.
It does look cool.
It's something about the Venom line. I try and
I was going to say, you probably wouldn't have got that one.
Hey, look, as big of a Deadpool fan as I am, I can't get over the fact that it's a Deadpool Venom line. They just ran that Venom line into the ground. I mean, it's
honestly they did.
Yeah, I mean after third, fourth, fifth, sixth wave of it, they needed to stop and they just didn't.
But the more and more they do it, the more it's growing on me though.
It doesn't grow on me. Just doesn't. I tried to make it grow on me. I have that one Spider-Man Venom pop, and that's the only one I'll ever have.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Poppin Duo sent me my first Venomized pop. So now they started it. So now I gotta just continue.
You gotta keep going now.
That's a scary rabbit hole.
It is I'm going down another rabbit hole, and that by the end of this year with the zombie line. The zombie line is going to go ridiculous.
That's going to be another
that zombie line, but I got pretty much most of them pre-ordered already. Yeah,
did you get the Venom line?
Did you get that Silver Surfer one with him holding his head? Oh, that thing's awesome. I love that one.
Yeah, I like that. The Wolverine one looks kind of cool too.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, I think all of the zombies are actually pretty cool. I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole either.
No, it's smart. You got to draw the line somewhere, and if you got to be at that Venom, I can totally understand with that.
Yeah, I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole. You have to pick and choose your battles with Funko. I mean, if you don't pick and choose them, then we're all going to be broke.
Oh yeah, I mean, when we were a couple months back, we're like, oh man, these Dragon Ball Z's are pretty cool. You know, some of them are whatever, and we were thinking, I don't know, like, do we really like Dragon Ball Z? Neither one of us watched it. I'm like, do we really like that? Why don't we try to get some money back here? And you have to do that. I mean, there's so many that are so cool looking. I mean, you could keep everything, but at some point, unless you got money just to throw away, which we don't. So
right.
You got to recoup a little bit so you can go after, build it into the collection that you want to see.
Right, and I think that's why I don't do the mystery boxes. Is I'm trying to build my collection, and in the mystery box, you're leaving it up to someone else, right?
Right.
Exactly. But you can get good. I mean, like I said, if you do the hit and miss boxes, I mean, you can get some big hits if you're lucky enough to get that number.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of trying it and stuff like that. Looks like JKL is drooling over your Sorcerer Mickey, by the way.
Yeah, there's pretty awesome 10 inches right behind you back. I have a slight obsession with 10-inch pop.
Yeah, that was actually going to lead to my next question. Now, Wayne has an obsession with him, and he's finally and it's funny that he talks about that I've enticed him into the comic world because with the help of Funko.com, he's kind of now gotten me into the whole 10-inch world. Although I still have no idea where I'm going to put these things.
They take up a lot of space.
They take up a lot. They take up a lot of room for sure.
What got you into the 10-inchers?
I'll be honest. I wasn't 100% sold on the 10-inch. Amazon had that guy up there, the Ant-Man, for $15. The
Ant-Man's cool.
It was $15 shipped, so I'm like, well, you can't go wrong. $15. You're not even paying shipping on it. Let's get this in. As soon as I see it, I'm like, oh my god, these are awesome. I mean, they're as cool as the small ones, but they're even more detailed. So, I mean, if you could keep them, I mean, we got a select few, and I know that the new Mando one coming out, we got that one on pre-order.
I'm considering that one. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but that thing just looks too cool.
That one looks really cool. It's going to have the chrome helmet and stuff. I mean, it looks pretty sweet. We got I think there was one or two other ones that I've got coming in still, but yeah. That kind of started it. As soon as I seen that first one, I was like, oh man, now we're down that rabbit hole. But that week, I'm only keeping that for our very, our real top ones that we want to get.
So how many do you have?
Collect them all. Right now we got the Disco Skeletor thing, Hulk, and Ant-Man up there.
Are you gonna go for the zombie Hulk next week?
Yeah, the zombie thing.
Yeah, sorry, the zombie thing. That's what I meant.
I want to say no, but probably, yeah, probably. I mean, I'll probably end up getting a lot of the zombie lines. So at that point, might as well have one more on top of that for sure.
So I see that Pop the Heat over here asked if the Star Wars are bobbleheads. Yes, their 10 inches are still bobbleheads. They are god awful heavy.
Yeah.
Bobbleheads.
I don't have any to start, but yeah, I think that's a licensing thing. I think back in the day with Hasbro, they ended up having to.
They did.
That's why all the Star Wars and they got to be on the bases and that whole thing.
That is exactly what happened. They weren't putting them on a base. They weren't making them bobbleheads. Hasbro came in, threw a big fit, so now they're all on a base and they're all bobbleheads.
Exactly.
I had to laugh real quick because Dead Skeleton just makes me laugh all the time.
There's a lot of rabbit holes.
There's so many rabbit holes that I would say that, maybe everything's a rabbit hole and we're not in the rabbit hole.
Exactly. You got to pick which one you're gonna dive into first.
Yep.
I've gone crazy with my my comics lately. Been doing some of the auctions, stuff like that. And, of course, the Funkos I've been getting. It's funny is I started this journey as more of, always still thinking of like a buy-sell type situation.
Yeah.
And, I started thinking, well, I'm just gonna collect the ones that are real sentimental to me. But the more and more I got into it, seeing the Marvel ones, seeing stuff, it's like we get as we get boxes, I would open up boxes. My wife would always come see because she runs the store. She'd go, okay, which ones you're keeping? And each time. I was keeping a little bit more and a little bit more each time. So, you know, she keeps going, okay, am I going to have anything to sell this time?
Nope. That's why I don't even try and do like that. I'm going to resell
once in a while for sure.
I don't even pretend like I'm going to resell because I know I won't.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Every time I get one, I'm like, that one went up in price. I think I'll sell it. No, I think I'll keep it in my collection.
Yeah, that's you're not doing the mystery boxes. That's a good, yeah, because if you're not willing to, you know, I know that there's sometimes that I'm like, at the beginning maybe more, I'm like, let's just keep it, you know, oh, I like this, let's keep it. Now it's like, okay, let's be realistic here. This one I like, I don't love this one. This one's gonna have to go because I like this one, and this one, and you know, you do want to have, you know, you want to have.
I just had to have a conversation with my wife today on how I needed another wall and more shelves because I was running out of space. So, and look, it was a hard conversation.
That's hilarious you say that. Me and my daughter are like, listen, we just want one more cabinet. We're just one more cabinet on the side here. That's all that we want. It won't go past that. She knows better though. She knows it'll become another wall. Because we already had that
hard conversation.
Yep.
I just need one more wall. Just one more.
See, I even had to start hanging mine upside down because I'm losing room.
Well, see, I went to Home Depot, and I don't know if y'all have ever checked out their shelving there, but they got these floating shelves that you can put up brackets on your wall. So I've got this genius plan that I can put up massive like shelving on this massive wall. It'll last at least 6 months. I mean, at least 6 months.
I've got it like design all laid out in my head. I would have the. If she watches this, I would be all over because
well,
one extra shelf. If she really knew what was in my mind right now on what we could do.
Hey, well, my wife didn't say no. I mean, she didn't say yes either, but she did say no.
See, we always get in trouble because we've learned since doing these shows. Both of our wives watch the shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's always like, you know, my wife's a really good sport about it, and she doesn't really stop me with a lot of my stuff. She just really, you know, sometimes she'll look at a pop and I'm like, I think I want to keep that. Like, I think there's a Prince one that I got. I really liked it, but she looked at it and she goes, you're not, that's not you. That's going for sale.
She's the voice of reason.
Yeah.
She is. She's a complete voice of reason. And she's done that a couple times. Or she'll make me a deal. She'll go, okay, we'll put this up for sale for 2 months. If it doesn't sell, then you get to keep it.
Yes.
Of course, typically they sell, so I'd never get to keep them.
Yeah, no, my wife, she actually, I can't complain. I mean, we've gone, I mean, you could say, like I said, this is a couple months worth, 4, 5, 6 months that we really started collecting hard. And she's been very supportive with it. She just knows my personality, and that one shelf probably will become more than one shelf. So she's trying to rein me in a little bit.
Yeah, like I told you, I just had to have that hard conversation on how I need a new wall. And I really do. I ran out of shelf space. So now my shelf is starting to look like garbage because I'm just kind of like sticking stuff in there. It shouldn't be in there. So, I mean, I need a new one.
Jesse Lou makes the best comment. I need a new house for my collection.
Yeah. I don't know about a new house. At that point, I'm going to need to seek help.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I have a problem at that point.
Yeah, I don't have walls. 2 walls, and I'll call it good.
Yeah, just 2 more walls.
2 more walls, and I'm fine.
Well,
are wall or something like that, and I'm all good.
Are you the type like what is it? I saw a video the other day from Top Pops where he's got to his 2000th pop he's bought. Ooh. Are you that type where you count how many pops you have?
No, actually, my daughter, she's put pretty much everything in the pop price guide, so we kind of know where everything's at. We don't have, I don't know what's a ton to people. I think we only have a couple hundred, and I'm saying only because I know that there's people that have thousands. I think we have between maybe 200 and 300, so it's not like crazy, but you know, it's 200-300 does sound like a lot.
Manageable.
That definitely is a lot. I think that's a count the other day.
Don't you count yours, Wayne? Don't you?
I did a count the other day because somebody asked me how many I have, and I think I counted like 169, 168, somewhere in there. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think maybe that's starting to get out of hand, but I mean, I don't think it's out of hand. But look, like 10 of them's 10-inch pops. So, and that's the problem. Those 10-inch pops take up god awful amounts of room.
Right.
And I'm not going to stop because I like those. I mean, the other day when they had them on sale for $15, that's how I got Chris reeled into them.
Yeah.
You know, I had to pick up two of them that day.
He got me with that most, you know, because I told you I go for them sentimental pops, that things I remember, and he got me with this most sentimental. I'm not going to say what it is because I still got to do a video on that thing.
Okay.
But you know, he got me with it, and now I'm looking, you know, now of course the zombie thing comes out, and I'm like, I'm not even thinking about where I'm going to put it. I'm like, I'm just going to buy it.
You'll find a place.
I'm going to find a place, and like the Mando, now it's like, well, screw it, I might as well just buy that one too.
Yep. Well, you see, I haven't pre-ordered that one yet. I'm still on the fence. I'm tired of the pre-orders that are like 6-7 months out.
Yeah, that's a lot of it's that way. I gotta, like, I don't even remember where sometimes I look through some of I try to save everything now because I don't even remember where I pre-ordered it from, which website, or, you know, this or that. So yeah, some of them take a long time to come in.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I haven't pre-ordered it. I mean, I'm tired of it. I have pre-orders like you just said that I don't even remember I have. I got some of them just show up at the house.
That shouldn't be crazy hard to get. Like the Mando, it shouldn't. They're probably going to make a ton of them. I don't think that'll be a hard one to get anyway.
The 10-inch one, I think that's going to be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Now I did have Pop Teat ask me how many do I have. Well, that's a loaded question for myself because a lot of these ones up here are technically ones that we have for sale, and my personal ones I keep up over here. Those are my personal ones that are just not going anywhere. I mean, I'd say, mind you, some of these may actually end up over there in time, but I don't know. I haven't kept too much, and again, I'm probably newer into this than you guys are. So I mean, I probably only have about maybe 30 that I personally have kept myself. But I did add my first other big one, which was this one today.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Since I live in Orlando, I decided to go out to Disney Springs, and I found that one. I'm like, I think I got to grab that one.
Yeah, that's, you know, we picked up the bobsled with the Yeti guy on it. I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
I thought that I like that. Any of the Yeti, the Bigfoot, those another rabbit hole to go down. But yeah, we try to kind of get all those.
You know, have you been to the park and been on the roller coaster that's a Yeti?
Yeah, well, yeah, we would go last year was the first year we didn't go, and then obviously we didn't go this year. But yeah, I've been there, and I've been on that one a couple times now.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice ride.
It's funny, yeah, and when we haven't been, I didn't even know they sold Funkos in Disney. I
didn't either.
Up into the last couple of years, we were buying the Vinylmations, like any of the other, small figurines, and other than Funko. I didn't even know that they were there. I never even paid attention.
I didn't either. And look, we were talking about that earlier. There was some pops that I would have had Chris pick up that I didn't even think of. What is that right there?
This is what Disney did. This is before they did Funko Pops. They did these little Vinylmation characters. They did it for about 3 or 4 years, where they basically just had the silhouette of Mickey, but they started putting different characters within that genre of it. And so they did a whole bunch of different lines for probably about 3 or 4 years. Yeah. And then it just, I guess it just stopped selling. So they kind of stopped, and I noticed a trend out here in Disney. Once the Vinylmation stopped, the Funkos came in.
Is that what? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I got 4 or 5, and I still have them. I got 4 or 5 Iron Man. I got a Venom one, and I had a couple Star Wars ones that I thought they were really cool. And if I would have seen the Funkos then, I probably would have started, even sooner.
I keep teasing Wayne with some pictures from Star Wars Land from time to time.
One day. They opened that park on my birthday last year.
Did they?
Yeah, I almost left the day before my birthday just to come down there.
Oh, you didn't want to be down here during opening day.
I thought you
did not want to be here.
Yeah,
I didn't even attempt.
I think we might have set up a vacation for February, but we're who knows what's going to end up happening. But I think we have it booked right now to go back there in February, but you never know what the future is going to hold right now. So
yeah, all of it's rocky. I try and not watch the news because of that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't even bother anymore.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see what all happens next year.
Yep.
Exactly. And like I said, hey, if you guys eventually come down starting the next year, Wayne and I have already talked about doing some live stuff, when he comes down, and, you hit me up. I mean, I literally live 25 minutes away from Disney.
Oh, cool. Yeah, for sure. for sure.
But definitely get, it'll be fun. Let me ask you one more question about your collection. If we talk about genres, I know I watched JKL, and I know we're going to bring JKL probably in the next couple months. But, I watched a video of him where he went through and he categorized his different pops on how many he had of one different category or another.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say you have the most category-wise?
Right now, I mean, I know I have a lot of Marvel. I would say we're either Marvel or ad icons. Basically, if you look back there, the two tall stacks there and that whole middle stack are all ad icons. And then we have a couple spread out, the rest of the way through here. But I'd say ad icons are probably our biggest. It's either that or Marvel, because I know I have a ton of Marvel too. I keep all the Marvel for the most part in my office, so it's either Marvel or ad icons.
So you're kind of like the rest of us. Ad icons are so sentimental and iconic.
I love them. I love those. I love all the Freddies. All the Freddies as the different. I don't know what it is. I even like the Conan ones. I don't know why I like the heads on these different bodies. I don't know why, but yeah, the ad icons and the Freddies. Those are definitely right up there for sure.
Well, the Freddies are always something to go after. I had one. I told Wayne I had one, which was the Freddy as Genie, and unfortunately, I got an offer for that I couldn't turn down. So it's one of those things, Do I like it that much? But then again, they're liking it even more. So I couldn't turn it down. So I had to take. I took it. So, but to me, the fun part is the hunt to get it back, the hunt to try to get more mystery boxes, to try to get another.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about. It's not. I think that's what I kind of like about the mystery boxes. I get pops. I get to look at I'll just show you guys this one. This is the one that we opened on the video the other day. So that's the Jason Voorhees Unmasked.
Oh, that's a good one.
I want to say that it's in the $400 range, something like that. It's not a pop that I would ever have in my hands because I would have never bought that. But to just have it, take a couple pictures of it, and I mean, we're going to move it just because I like it, but
You're not attached to it.
I don't love it,
Right.
And I could have gone out and just bought that, but I would have never had that. So it's one of those things. I kind of like the process of it. I like the process of the mystery boxes. That's why we've done it so far. We're having a fun time doing it. So.
We all know Wayne's in that category with Hello Kitty.
I am too. Recently, I think that video already came out, right? Yeah, that video already came out. So I picked up a few Hello Kitties from a local GameStop, and y'all are saying the fun is in the mystery boxes, and that's part of the hunt. Well, I enjoy going to these places, so they know me by name and all that stuff. So I had done grabbed two Hello Kitties, two separate occasions from the local GameStop. I come home. They shoot me a text one day and said, "Hey, we got the new Hero line in. You want it?" I don't know of any new Hero Academia line, but absolutely I want it. Yeah. Put it to the side for me. I get there and it's all Hello Kitties.
Oh,
all Hello Kitties. And look, I bought them because I felt bad because I had them hold it for 2 days. I'm like, oh no, hold those.
So you have to buy it.
I don't know of the new Hero Academia line. I haven't seen one, but I absolutely want it. I haven't seen it because they were Hello Kitty, and they just assumed that I would want Hello Kitty because I was there buying Hello Kitty. So I guess now I'm labeled as a Hello Kitty collector. And look, that's okay. I'm all right with that. There's worse things in this world I could be collecting.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, with your Hello Kitty line, Pop Teet's even saying your customs are starting to look awesome, which I do agree with you.
Hey, look, I appreciate that. I've been working pretty hard on them. I'm going to go a total separate direction with my troll. It's so I used to paint motorcycle stuff like that. So it's going to have a very car paint look to it. I mean, it's going to be something really different.
Yeah, we started kind of messing around with that a little bit. I got a Stormtrooper one that got messed up. It broke a little thing off. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try painting it.
Right.
We like doing little art projects like that anyway, and I've kind of done art in my past. So I'm like, it looks like fun. It sounds like fun. I'm going to give it a try.
Well, see, I was going to do the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and I don't really do giveaways a whole lot. I don't really know how I feel about them. So when I thought of doing this one, I wanted to do this one more on a personal basis. So all of the pops that I'm giving away for that giveaway are going to be custom pops. So I have two zombie Hello Kitties. I have the Galacticus, who is going to be he's basically looks like a galaxy. So I did like all black with stars and the white running through him. And then with the troll, I'm gonna do. Have you ever seen Paint with Pearl?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm gonna do a Paint with Pearl across the whole thing. So it'll change colors as you turn it.
Yeah.
So
like after.
Well, I got a few different color ones. So this one will be like this one will go like a pink, purple, blue, is what I'm thinking, if I remember what the color is correctly. Because I got 4 or 5 different of them, and I'm gonna try to do a very feminine color on it. Because some of them I got are like military green with dark blue, and so some of them I'm gonna try and go very feminine with it.
That sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'll definitely be watching.
But I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it, because I haven't used Paint with Pearl in a while, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to get it on there.
Yeah, it's a way of layering it or something like that.
Yeah, I'll just get it layered on there. I'll get it figured out. It'll take me a minute because I just haven't used it in so long.
No, that's cool. That sounds really cool.
Now, before we let you go, man, we got one more question actually from a viewer, and we've actually talked about this before. That guys, how does it look like with the 8-bit pixel pops? Are you collecting these ones?
The only 8-bit pixel pops that I really thought looked cool, and I almost pulled the trigger on buying, were the Wreck-It Ralph and the Fix-It Felix. They had that. It was a I don't remember which con it was, but they were exclusive to one of the cons, and they're not super expensive. I still may end up getting those one day, but I thought that those look really cool because it just makes sense.
Right. I agree with you if you got an icon, a recognizable character. But I think we had talked about one before that was just like, a really bad one from Minecraft, and it's just like, to me, they don't transform into a pop correctly.
No, I agree. I'm not a big fan. I've seen a couple, like held a couple and seen them. Like they got a Freddy one. It's not really my kind of thing. But I did think that those, if it makes sense, if it's like a old school, video game arcade type character, I think it's kind of a cool idea. But for the other ones, I don't know, not really for me, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think they're really for me neither. I haven't collected any of them. I don't know. It's something about that pixelation reminds me of Minecraft, and I don't really get into Minecraft.
Right.
So, Davis, I'm using Wicked Colors, which is it's an airbrush paint. I'm assuming that's what he meant by type of paint. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think he was asking what type of, and I know. Yeah, I think that's what he was referencing was the type of paint. Wicked Colors. I mean, they're both one and the same. Well, actually, while we're waiting for our other guests to come in, one other question. I know we've talked about it too recently. What is your now? We've talked about, of course, the Venomized pops being overly done. I've never been shy on my dislike for Fortnite pops because I think they've way overdone those things. That's what you're getting for Christmas. I've got lots of them. That was what started my collection. You want to start that game? I have again. We're gonna start. My wife already said we're gonna start doing. You buy any pop, you get a Fortnite pop for free. Remember, I started the whole debate, so I'll start that one too. But going back to a thing we talked about the other day that I'm really starting to dislike is the whole chrome thing. Yeah. I don't like the chrome because the chrome takes away detail to the pop. Right. Yeah. I totally agree with that. I have a Chrome Freddy, the green Chrome Freddy. I mean, other than that, I don't like really any of it. When I heard that the Mandalorian was going to be a Chrome, they called it Chrome. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to see a Chrome, Mando. And when they did what they did, having that just a little bit of Chrome on it, I think is awesome. The totally chromed out ones, I wouldn't care if I ever seen another one of those. Yeah, like when they did all the Chrome Thanos and all the Chrome Hulk and the different colors. I'm like, I just don't care. I get why they did it. Like they did all the Infinity Stone colors or whatever, but it just, I don't, for the completionist person that wants to collect everything in a line to have to buy stuff like that, I don't like it. But, so let's talk real quick. Are you one of those people that have to have them all? You know what? Not for the most part. There's a couple of like the Futurama. I'm gonna try to go for all of them because there's only like I think 10, and I don't see them bringing out another 10 or 15 of those. So if there's 10, yeah, I'd go for all 10 of those. The
Master of the Universe, it's starting to get a little bit bigger, and I just started doing that, so it's going to get.
They're growing those.
Yeah, they're growing them rapidly.
Yeah, it's that might be hard to do. I'm not. There might be certain ones if they got a small run, that there's only 5-10 characters in that run. I'll go for it, but I'm not really a completionist where I have to have every one or, feel like I have to.
Well, I used to try and get every one of them until they started adding to the series, and now I just kind of pick and choose which ones I want.
Yeah, it's too hard. Like I said, the Venomize is a good thing. Like I started probably with that where that was the first one I was trying to get all of them. I'm like, forget about it. I got like 5 or 6. Now I've added another 5 or 6 just for mystery boxes, or I see one for $5. I'll do that kind of thing. But do I have to have them all? I'm okay if I don't have them all.
Right.
So
I think that's the way it rolls, right?
Is there? I mean, I know we all have a line. Like I know WayneKo goes after the Deadpools a lot. I'm trying to collect my whole Ready Player One line. Is there a particular line other than maybe the Venom line or maybe the future zombie Marvel line? Is there any other theme line that you just are still trying to go after and still trying to get?
No, not really. I would say we're kind of, the Futurama. I'm trying to finish that one up. I got more than half of those. The Masters of the Universe, we'll keep adding on those, and we're going to keep adding. I didn't realize how many ad icons there were until I really started getting into it. And those are affordable. I mean, for the most part. I mean, you got some of the older characters that are going to probably not be attainable, but we'll keep going after all the all the common ones that come out. I enjoy all the ad icons, so I'll keep on building on that.
Are you going to go after Jack in the Box next week?
I will. Yeah, I kind of like that one for whatever reason.
Definitely going after Jack in the Box.
I got that Fanta one, and I think I've heard a lot of people not like that one. I kind of digged it for whatever reason, so I guess that's kind of my cup of tea as far as it goes. But
hey, like I said, ad icons that we've talked about before. I think the ad icons just are something that works for everybody because maybe one ad icon doesn't work for one person, but something reminds somebody of their childhood or a moment in their life, and it just brings you back to that moment. I think that's why ad icons are so popular. Whether you were that type that went after Boo Berry and Frankenberry and stuff like that, and remember that as a kid. That's what brought you into it. Yeah,
it's kind of been fun too because having my daughter doing this all with her, like she'll see she has no idea what, like she'll see, like Smokey the Bear was a good example. She didn't really have a clue who Smokey the Bear was. I could remember the commercials. I probably could say the commercials, by heart, on the forest fires and all this stuff. She doesn't have a clue, so it's kind of cool to just kind of explain that to her. Like she sees Twinkies, she knows what the Twinkies are, but it's kind of cool to just kind of share, especially like the older, stuff that I grew up with, to kind of share that with her. It's kind of cool. Just
do you pull up the old commercials and show them to her?
I've done that a couple times. Yeah, I've done that a couple times. Yeah, I told her I gotta pull her up. I'm like, you know what He-Man is? She's like, what?
No.
Not a clue. And why would even ask her if she knows? Of course she doesn't. But that's definitely one I want to show her a little bit, just so she won't watch it probably that much, but she'll entertain me. And
right, it's still fun pulling it up, right?
For sure, because I'll start watching it again. I've done that. Honestly, I've done that with some of this stuff. I'll pull there's some Spider-Man pops. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and watch a couple of the old series because they're all on Disney Plus now, and kind of check that out. So I kind of do that anyway. I got a Voltron, I don't know, 2 months ago. Like, oh my God, I love that show. So I pull up some of the old episodes and start looking at it and kind of brings things back. And I think that's why Funko's so cool, quite honestly.
That is
especially for guys that are, around our age, or people, I don't want to just say guys, but anybody that's going to be, that grew up in the 80s, the 90s, whatever. There's something for everybody, and, kind of just takes you back a little bit.
Well, that's why I think they've been so successful is they bring you back to the 80s and 90s, and they've targeted our age group. I mean, it's clear that they've targeted our age group and the stuff that they do.
Yep.
I mean,
it's funny going into Target and going down the toy aisle and looking for stuff. Now they moved it out of there, and you know why they moved it to where they moved it for a reason, because it's for the most part, people that are a little bit advanced in age, looking at them. So
yeah, they don't walk down the toy aisle. They go in electronics. I mean, they just moved it into the adult toy aisle.
Yeah, it makes me feel better when I walk in. I don't have to be just, looking just at the toys, even though I walk through the toy store anyway.
Well, I do too. I still walk through there. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm all right with it.
Over out and see what Star Wars stuff, and you got to check everything anyway. So
yeah, they still do it all the time.
Yep,
all the time. So what is your favorite pop out of your collection?
I would say probably, I think like the Freddy. Yeah, I'll just show it again here. That Freddy right there, the Freddy Devil guy.
I don't think I've ever seen that Freddy.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. There's a black one like this too, which I don't have, but I'd love to try to track down. But yeah, any of the Freddys. If I can get my hands on those are definitely. I think that's probably. It's right up there. I mean, my memory's not great, and I can't remember everything, but I think that's where I always kind of gravitate to. Whenever I walk down here, and my eye is always drawn.
Yeah, I noticed by the window there, you're in a basement, so you have to be up north somewhere. Where are you at?
No, this is actually north. We're in Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah, I knew you were somewhere up north, just by the basement window.
Yeah, we have a basement. So
well, I'm originally from Georgia, and then some years later, I moved up to Indiana and got a place, and didn't even know what a basement was till I got a place, and so I wouldn't even have known what that window was if it wasn't.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of times, you just assume that it's one way until you find out it's a different way. And yeah, I've heard that from people before.
Yeah,
sure.
In the South, they just don't have basements. I mean, basements are non-existent until you come up here, and then everyone has a basement.
Thank God I have a basement, because I don't think I'd be allowed with any of this anywhere else.
It's funny you say that, because that's where all of my studio and collection and everything is, all down in the basement.
That's usually
we don't have basements down here in Florida, nope. Unfortunately.
Right.
So right now, I know Wayne and I have talked about. Right now, I've got this little nook right in our loft that I set everything up. We're hopefully in the next couple months we're going to be able to move my daughters both into the same room. I'm going to take over one of the other rooms as an office/studio, and he keeps asking me what my plans are for you, and I'm not quite sure yet. I've looked at a couple different shelving. But I definitely, whatever I do, I know I'm gonna be like light stripping the whole damn thing, because I just love that look.
I gotta start looking at some videos on the LED stuff, and I've got I just got to get that one more shelf somewhere.
Just that one more shelf. I just need one more wall. That one more wall is going to turn into two more walls. Yep. I mean, I already know it is. It look in my head. I mean, I already knew it when I said I need just one more wall. No, I'm definitely going to need two more walls.
Yep. Well, buddy, hey, I want to thank you very, very much for coming on. Guys, everybody watching, if you haven't already done so, go to Poppin Duo, check out his videos, hit that subscribe button and that bell, and then just check out his videos. Him and his daughter do some great videos. They pull some great pops. One last thing, man. Give yourself a little shout out. Let us know what you got going on.
Yeah, we release videos Mondays and Thursdays. Usually we try to slip in a Saturday video. We're backlogged right now, so I'm just trying to, 2 to 3 days a week is what we're putting out there. And yeah, just give it a check out. I appreciate you guys having me on. Like I said, my daughter's MIA because she's at her cousin's house today, but I really do appreciate having us, us on as a channel. And you guys ever need anything, just reach out.
Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for showing us your collection.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one, bud.
Right. We'll see you.
All right, guys.
That was cool.
That's our first guest. That was fun. That was I think we learned a lot. I mean, we saw some pops that he had that we didn't even know about. Like that Freddy one he had. I'd never seen that one before.
I've never seen that pop a day in my life, and it's funny how that works, right? And he kind of said that a minute ago. The mystery boxes open your eyes as to what's out there, because I would simply not know it was out there. I mean, I would have never known that was out there. I mean, every day in my life, but I have looked up the Devil Freddy.
Now, I did want to touch a few things on real quick before we bring the bearded Barbarian on, but next week Wayne and I have been talking about it for a couple weeks now, and we are actually going to push our time back starting next week 1 hour to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We figured this way it gives some of our our West Coast people a little bit more time to come in and check the channel, and especially with the summer coming in, the days staying longer, we figure it's just, you know, would be a lot easier to do. So that's what we're gonna do. And also, after we're done our stream at 8 o'clock, both Wayne and I have been invited onto the Night Owl show with me, Funko, and Fox Crown. So that should be a lot of fun. So come by and check it out.
Yeah, make sure you come by and check that out. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And how about we give the chat over here a shout out for the new people who've come on.
Yep. Sorry, we'll get Bearded Barbarian in 1 second. But yes, we've gotten a lot of new people. I know we had a lot of talking going on, but I know we saw Quick Draw come on. Quick Draw, buddy, thanks for coming in. I know I did see Dead Zone Citizen showed up. We've also had some new people that recently come in.
I've seen My Fun Company come in. I've seen Mama J. I've seen I'm
Funko Vibe and More. We've got I'm getting there. It is. Me Fun Company's in. We got Mama J finally joined us. We're gonna have to ask her. I thought it was Me Funko for a while there.
Well, I was thinking
my fun company.
You're probably right, because it's an right?
Well, see, it seems like if you put it all together, it's me fun company. I don't know.
We're gonna let that one go, right? Let that one go until later tonight.
Exactly. So we got Mama J show. We even got Fox Crown himself, who's getting ready for his presentation of his costume for the night.
Oh, I forgot. So, he's got a costume he's going to be wearing. What was it?
He's got a costume. No, we can't let that out yet.
Yeah, don't let that one out. But everybody, look here. What is it? 8 o'clock or 8:30 that we're going to be going live?
I think it's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. You need to come check out what Fox is going to be wearing. I forgot about that until now. Now I'm all super excited. Oh, Fox gave it away.
He gave it away. Here we go. Check this out.
I didn't give it away.
Because I want to see if he can get the accent going.
Oh, he can get the accent going.
But, so without further ado, let's bring in our next person. Beer Barbarian has been a big supporter of ours, and I'm a big supporter of his. He has some great channels, and the guy finds some incredible mystery boxes. I don't know where he finds all these things, but let's bring him in. We've got the Bearded. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Pretty good. The man,
things
the
are
legend,
good.
Bearded Barbarian.
Self-proclaimed.
Oh, so a lot of people.
I enjoyed your last guest. He was great.
He was.
Oh, he's awesome.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, that me and Bearded Barbarian actually did a collaboration together. I mean, it's probably been months and months ago, beginning of the year maybe. Mm-hmm. We did a whole like mystery box collaboration together, and he actually, you know, watching his show like had me. I had a tomahawk in my hand to open the box, and that's the one thing from your show that I always I always laugh about it is what you're opening the box with, and I don't even know if most people catch that. I mean, you're always opening the box with something that's absolutely ludicrous to open a box with, but you always find something to open the box with.
I always worry that it's going to slip, and also you're just going to see a thumb go across the other.
Well, that's what I thought when I was opening.
I've had a few incidents. I've had a few cuts on my hand already, but nothing major. So I'm very grateful for that. And the thing is, I'm one of the most clumsy people you'd ever meet too. So I'm the last person that should be doing stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm trying to make it fun.
I don't know that I would do that. You know, I almost got myself doing it one time, and I said, "Yep, not doing that anymore." I said,
well, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I was really new. I'd probably been around maybe 2 months at that point. Right. I didn't really know anyone in the Funko community, and Wayne came over and made a comment on my video, and I just said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I'm thinking, "Oh, he's going to say, the heck with him. He doesn't, you know, he only has like 50 subscribers, etc." And you were really nice, and I thought it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Oh man, that's just a direct reflection of this community. This community is a really awesome community. I would have never hit 1,000 subs without this community. I mean, this is just a very well put together community. Yeah, a lot of positive people here.
Community.
It's a lot of positive people here. I mean, so
that's how Wayne and I really actually started. Almost for the most part, is we have to give Danester, Gilbert over there at Danester. We have to give him the credit for that one. Because he had us on his like 700th giveaway, and I saw Wayne on there, and we just started chatting on Instagram afterwards. We're like, dude, we need to do a show together, and
that was the birth of this.
Yeah,
And this almost seems natural now. You know, when we first started doing this wasn't natural at all.
It took us a little while.
it took us a little while to make it feel natural. You know, it's funny. The same thing that goes with the videos, right? So I think a lot of people, when they watch us on here, they don't realize how unnatural it is to sit down and talk to a camera. It's extremely unnatural to just talk to a camera. So I mean, to even get 5 views, I think you're doing something, right? Because you had 5 people that were interested in watching you talk to the camera. So and I don't think there's no such thing as a small channel, right? We're all just creators on different levels.
Right. Yeah. One of the things when I record, I actually have my wife. She sits behind the camera, and if she wasn't there, I don't know what I would do. So I just spend my time talking to her, and she'll make faces at me, and try to move her hand. You need to do this, or you need to back up, or you need to stop, and I don't know. Like I said, that's the only way I can manage it. So
sorry, go ahead, Wayne.
I see this really awesome shelf behind you.
Oh, that is cool, actually. By the way,
I've seen this shelf on YouTube. The guy actually reached out to me, and I'm wondering, is it the same person on YouTube?
No, this actually was my brother that made that. I saw, I think it was on Etsy or something like that, where they had the plans.
Yeah.
And if you're handy, you can make it, but I'm not handy.
I'm not.
So my brother's really handy. So I said, hey, it'd be really cool if I could get this. And I would just think, just making conversation. And then he sent me some pictures. He was working on it. And then he went ahead and finished it and put the lights in there. And I said, how am I going to hang it? So he had to drive all the way down here, 3.5 hours down to hang it on the wall. So I'm hoping he'll come back and do some more stuff around here.
That's pretty awesome. So the guy reached out to me and asked me if I wanted one, but man, they're expensive. I mean, those people are asking a lot of money for those things.
Yeah, it was a lot of hard work. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I can imagine. And
you're
I'm not
handy
that handy.
You can do that.
Oh no, I'm not that handy. You give me a paintbrush, you give me any of that stuff, and I've got it. You hand me something to cut a piece of board with, and it's over. It's gonna look like a 3-year-old did it. I mean, everything goes out the window at that point. I'm handy in a different way.
I see.
And I think that's everybody, right? Everybody has their own skill sets.
Well, exactly, and at least with me, I've always once I started watching the Barbarian, I was instantly.
Chris, are you there?
Like did I lose you? Am I back?
Yeah, you dropped out for a second there.
Sorry about it. But I think with Barbarian, I instantly connected because when I first started watching his videos, I was like, dude, this guy is a New England fan. He's a Boston fan. I'm all for it. I'm already sold.
I actually brought something that's not anything Funko related, but I had a custom football helmet made. I don't know if you can see it. The goat.
I like it.
Of course, he's not on our team anymore, but that's okay. And then this is the front of the helmet.
Nice.
You can sort of see this is back when we only had 5 Super Bowls. And on this side, you got Bill.
Oh, the legend.
The legend.
That was before they started stealing people's playbooks.
And you can see there's only 5 trophies on here, but
yes, that was before.
That was before.
That's right. Before.
And then it's got different names on. So I just thought that was cool.
That is really cool.
Yep.
That is really cool. So a lot of times when you're doing the videos, you have a lot of stuff behind you that's not necessarily Funkos, but it's collectibles that I don't know if a lot of people notice, but I tend to look back there and see what you got. You got a lot of awesome stuff back behind you there.
Yeah, I've been a collector of a variety of things way before I was collecting Funkos. I mean, I've only really started, hardcore collecting Funkos probably for about 6 months. I collected a few before that, but not really that much. But before that, it was sports cards and comic books and coins. I was a stamp collector. I just collected a lot of things and went through varieties of stages in my life all the way back from when I was in high school and things like that. So it's just one of those things where, I just really like collecting things and sort of seeing what the latest thing is to get and sort of doing some things that are fun. And then when it's not fun anymore, then maybe I'll collect something else. But right now, I really love Funko Pops because it's a lot different than a lot of other collections because you're collecting things within those. Like I can collect Patriots Funko Pops, or I can collect, a Marvel or whatever thing. There's something really for everybody. And that's one of the things that's really great.
Right. Well, Funko. I mean, Funko has that figured out, right? I mean, they have so many licensing deals out there that there's something for everyone to collect. So I want to give a shout out to somebody that just stepped into the chat room real quick, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to say his name right. It's Funko how do you say that? The
Funko Zobi-Wan Kenobi.
Zobi-Wan Kenobi. That's it. So this gentleman hit me up on Instagram earlier. He gave me this really cool message. I'm not gonna like share it with y'all, but it's this really cool message. Go check out this guy's channel. He's one of those really new to the Funko community. He is actually a street ball player. So I went and checked his channel out. Didn't watch anything to do with Funko whatsoever. I got entertained with watching him do all these basketball tricks that I could never do a day in my life. But I would still watch somebody do it. So if you get a chance, go check this guy out. He's got some really awesome stuff. Now I don't know about as far as his Funko collection. He has a pretty decent collection on Instagram. Looks fairly new. But
he just said he's only been doing this 3 months and he's got 170.
He is mean with that basketball.
Hoarding pops.
He is mean with that basketball.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, being that I know you do a lot of mystery boxes, and of course, Wayne and I think it works for us because we're on two sides of the spectrum. Where I'm the big mystery box guy, but he goes after more of the stuff he likes. Now, I know you kind of do a little bit of both in there. What do you kind of enjoy more?
I think I really enjoy the mystery boxes thing. I understand that. I mean, I've opened. If you look way back at the early stages of my pop collecting and my channel, I opened some really kind of subpar mystery boxes. There's a lot of companies out there that are literally dumping junk into a box and sending it to you. You got to be very careful when you collect. And I didn't have any ideas, so I just go on there and pay $75 for something. And I remember opening. I think it was $75. I opened it up. There was one pop in there. It was damaged, and it was worth $6. And I was like, "Holy smokes!" I got crushed on that. I actually flipped out. You can watch my video. I actually took it outside and I threw an axe at it. So I lost my cool. I try not to do that now. I got my anger under control. So, but it was rough.
That went viral.
It did. It's on there. It's at the tail end of my video. You can go check it out.
So I don't.
No, I definitely agree with you on that one. Like that's why probably my hatred for Funko Pops and some of those other video game ones, because I get so many of these damn things because it's almost like everybody's trying to dump them.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of companies that are like that, and that's one of the things I try in my videos. Sometimes I'll even take a risk and say this probably isn't going to work out, but maybe it's good information for someone else. If they had seen this video, maybe they'd be a buyer beware kind of situation and know, because there are a lot of great companies too. I mean, Poppin is really good. Smai is excellent. It's my favorite one. I haven't been able to get a Pop.
I haven't got one from them yet.
Yeah, Smai is great. They really are great. They're hard to get though because they sell out like within a minute. But the biggest grail I pulled in my collection, which I happen to have here, is from a Smai box, and it's Ace Ventura.
Oh wow!
When I believe it was a $60 box, and it was $300. Right now, it's worth $450. So it's still my top grail. So it was awesome. And I would never have bought it. I would never take $450 and plunk it down on a pop. So it was great to be able to get something cool like that. So you take a chance. It's just like gambling. You get a lottery ticket. Sometimes you get nothing, but at least you're getting a pop. When or you can hit big or you hit nothing. So I don't know.
I think it's just not, because I'm not really big into reselling. I don't really get big into it. I think I've just been kind of building my collection without the mystery boxes because I'm not a reseller. Now, and I know that if I got something I wanted, I just know who I am. I'm not going to take the time to put it on eBay, to get it to the post office, to do all of that. So it's just best that I don't fall down that rabbit hole. So I really don't, unless it's like GameStop or one of those has like a DC mystery box or something like that going on. And then but even then that's a calculated risk, right? Because you kind of already know what's in the box. And then even if I don't pull what I want, I know that the community is large enough that I can be like, hey guys, I'll trade you this one for that one, just that you get the collection. So
and the GameStop ones, you're going to get your value back.
Right. I mean, you kind of know which ones you're getting already, right? And it's just a matter of getting the whole set.
Right. And to be honest with you, I don't sell. I haven't sold any of my pops. I've given some away. I've traded a few, but most of them end up being giveaways. It's like I said, I probably shouldn't, because some of them have been fairly substantial pops.
Right.
Like anime. I don't like anime. I mean, I know a lot of people love it. It is not for me. Whenever I see one that comes out, it sort of triggers me a bit, and just like, this really, sort of ruined my day. I mean, I'm sure it would have made someone else. It didn't make my day. I can tell you that. So,
well, that's the other thing. The mystery boxes have been loaded with anime.
They have.
The anime.
Yeah.
See, I'm not an anime guy, and I've gotten a lot of anime. The one thing I will give in, again, I'm not a huge anime person, but The one thing I will give anime on their pops is they are some of the most detailed pops I think I've ever seen is anime. They really do detail them quite nicely if you look at it as an artistic standpoint. You know, now guys, I also want to make sure you guys realize that, you know, asking that question, I'm not trying to downplay anybody, because everybody has their own style. We're all in the community, but everyone has their own style. You know, I do mystery boxes, but I sell a lot of my stuff. You know, Wayne does differently, and it comes down to what you enjoy and what you like. Because again, we're YouTubers. We have to enjoy what we're doing. This started for me as just something to do, a side project, and this has really turned into like another job or, you know, a lifestyle for me.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, you know, the only thing about buying mystery boxes and building it's hard to build a collection with mystery boxes, because for me, I'm not the type of person that has to buy a whole set. Like if I see a whole set of Office Pops, I have maybe 3 or 4, but you can't. I mean, you're just pulling randomly out of a box. Your collection is going to look like you're crazy, because you have one of this and one of that and one of the other thing, and it kind of looks like I'm crazy. I mean, I'll be honest with you, but I'll also buy stuff to fill in. So it's sort of a combination of those things. So some of my videos will be, you know, like a mystery box. Like I dropped a video today, was a Poptopia mystery box. And then my next video will be stuff I bought from Target or GameStop to sort of fill in. The problem is when you open a mystery box is it gets you, you know, we talk about these rabbit holes. It gets you into a thing. It's just like, I opened one today that was Josh Baskin from Big. And I was like, I didn't even really kind of know that was a pop. Now I want to collect them. So now I got a bunch of other pops I got to buy. So
I mean, that's definitely the upside of the mystery box. Shaneco, how are you doing, bud? I'm going to ask y'all a question that I see that I can't say his name for some reason, and I want to say it. I keep wanting to say Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I've seen this a couple of times now. People talking about the PPG change. What has changed on the price guide? Because I guess I've missed that somehow. I'm not real sure how I missed that.
I think they've been updating some of them. I think there's some of that have been coming slightly off. I mean, I put a lot into the app to kind of keep an eye on from time to time, especially because I sell a lot of my stuff. So I keep an eye on them, so that way I can adjust my prices online, because I'm not selling stuff to try to price gouge anybody. You know, that's not my style. You know, I want to give everyone a fair price for what something's worth. But you know, I haven't seen a huge variation in the PPGs. So
well, I think they've made a pretty sizable change in the way that it's set up. They've added other things in there besides just Funko stuff. They're trying to make it a database and sort of a collector's area rather than just an area for Funko to put Funkos and get Funko information. I think you know, anytime they make a big change, like, it's so hard, it's confusing. People, like, I liked what it was before because they knew where everything was. Now it's just like you got to relearn something all over again.
I guess I've missed all of that.
Yeah, it's just fairly recent. I think it's in maybe a couple weeks even.
The Funko app, right?
No, it's not the Funko app. It's the Pop Price Guide.
Oh, I don't use the Pop Price Guide. I only use Funko app. I'm not, because I'm not a reseller. I'm not that serious into like what the prices are. And so I think it was one of them where it was, what's your most expensive pop? I think I had to like go through all of my pops multiple times before I even figured out what my most expensive pop was. I mean, because I don't really look at that level.
I use both. I base a lot of my stuff between Funko's PPG, Pop Price Guide, and actual eBay selling. You know, because again, I've seen some, like there was one I recently found that I think it was one of the Harry Potter Patronus ones, and it's PPG for like $33. But if you go online to eBay, they're selling for like $5.
Yeah, that's normally what I do. If I have any real questions on the value, I go to eBay. Because if they're selling it at $5, then you can guarantee that it's only worth $5.
Now, eventually the eBay price catches up with the PPG, because again, those PPGs and those values are based upon what prices people are selling stuff for. You know, that's why we've talked about the circle of life in the Funko community. That's you know, people complain about, there are certain people that are big collectors that will complain about, say, maybe a person like me who does resell a lot of stuff, but it takes people reselling in order to bring the value of your pop up.
Yeah. You know, it's all an evil necessity, that's for sure.
Anytime there's an sort of early type of pop that just comes out, the numbers are going to fluctuate so much, because a lot of times on eBay they only sell maybe 2 or 3 of them, and if one person sells something for $75, it really causes the whole number to swing significantly. So you got to wait for the market to settle a bit before really knowing how much it's worth. So
right.
And pop culture, real quick. Yes, I do keep my stuff in the Funko app, more as a database type thing. But I do not go after all of the PPG numbers. I don't rely upon that. You can't. You got to look at a bunch of different. That's just like the comic. I started trying to figure out how to base value on comic books, and think if there's something like a PPG for comic books. And I've talked to some of the comic books like Jay Blitz and stuff like that, and he bases his stuff off like eBay. What's it trending for on eBay? So.
Yeah, it's really hard to find prices for comic books. I mean, there's so many more variables than Funko Pops. And I did a comic book video a while back, and I always try to put the values just so people sort of know, did I do okay on the box? Was the box okay? Just if they're not familiar with the product. And it was super hard to find any kind of information without going to eBay, and you're digging and digging, and there's so many variants of comics and stuff like that. I was just like, I can't find anything. At the end of the video, I was like, I don't know. I mean, do you like them or not? I mean, so yeah.
Well, I know Wayne does it sometimes too, and I do it in my videos where I'll show the value. Now, again, when I actually go in to sell stuff, I look at all three of them. But when I just do my videos, just for quick reference, it's more of a quick reference. I just reference the Funko app. It's quicker and easier, to be honest with you.
Well, the only thing about the Funko app is if you've got something that's got a sticker on it, a lot of times they'll combine things that makes a mess of them. So if you've got something that's just like a common, and even for the value, that's no problem. They're about the same. It's when you get those con stickers or anything like that, it will make a mess of those on the Funko app. So I always try to get a second opinion, just like going to a doctor, get a second opinion on the other app. So just see what it says. So,
hey, so how many cons do you go to, Bearded Barbarian? Do you ever make it to any of the cons?
My very first con was this year. I think it was the last con of the year. It was Galaxy Con in Richmond, Virginia. I live in Virginia. It is in Richmond, Virginia. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'd never been to one before. I didn't really know what it was all about. And I don't like crowds, so it was really crowded. And so that part of it's always sort of a drag. But once you sort of get over that, particular people bumping into each other and everyone kind of running and jumping, it's a lot of fun. One of the things actually I brought a couple pops in case people were interested in seeing.
There you go.
This was
pops.
A Yondu. Michael Rooker was there, and I was there able to get an autograph. That was probably the most fun for me. I was able to go to some of the Q&As and see some of the people and get some autographs. It was a lot of fun.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get it? What is it? JSA certified while you were there, or?
No, because I'm not going to sell it, and he was there when I signed it, so I know he's.
Well, see, I got Momo's signature on one of my Hero Academia pops. So I got the voice actor for Momo. I got her signed, and I didn't realize that they did the certification right there. It wasn't until like the next day somebody was like, "Did you get it certified?" Well, no. I mean, I was there when it was signed.
Right.
But next time I'll get it certified, just because in the event of you do sell it, I mean, you do have it certified, right?
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, so next time I will.
It's just kind of like comic books with getting them graded and stuff like that. I mean, you can get pops graded nowadays.
Right. Yeah, no, there's actually people out there that grade the pops. I don't know that I understand the whole grading of the pops, but there's companies or people out there that are grading them.
I'm sure. But yeah, it was a lot. One of the other things that actually met, I don't know if people are into Harry Potter. I met Matthew Lewis, which was a lot of fun. He played Neville Longbottom.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so he was cool. He was there too. And the thing that was sort of interesting, I was like, well, I'm going there and they're selling Funko Pops. I'll just go buy a Funko Pop of him and then get it autographed. I came, unprepared. So just advice for anyone who's ever been to
find out who's signing.
There was none there. They'd completely sold them all out. So
take the pop with you.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to film that one at all for the channel?
I did. I actually have a video up on. It was a much older video at a Galaxy Con, and I did a lot of the Q&As and my walking around. They're not really good. They don't like you videotaping while you're in line, like for the autographs. So they're like, you need to not do that because they want to charge you. Because I got a picture of myself with Matthew Lewis that cost me $60.
Oh yeah, they want to charge you for it.
So you're going to pay for that, and then you pay for the signature. So I paid $120 for this and this. So you know.
Yeah, I mean that's how it works. I mean, but you're right. You better take the pop with you if you want it signed, and that's what I do with my Momo. I took one with me because I had already knew that if I didn't have one, I might not get one. I mean, it's just the way it goes. Even though she had a couple at her booth, I probably should have had her sign, and didn't. But it's neither here nor there. I guess the reason I was bringing that up is I know a whole lot about what Funkos and what cons are coming out. I think next year I'm just going to try and go to the cons and get them. Talking about the stickers and how the stickers affect the price. The stickers really do affect the price on the price guide. I mean, if it's a con sticker, it's worth at least $50 more. I mean, you can just about guarantee it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. There was a lot of things going on there that I didn't realize. I just thought it was a bunch of autographs and Q&As, but they actually had like wrestling. This is a Galaxy. They had wrestling going on. And there were a lot of people obviously dressing up, which I thought was kind of cool. And maybe I'll dress up next year. I don't know if I can fit into something. Who knows?
Never dressing up. Never dressing up.
I figured the only costume I could ever fit in is Fat Thor, but. That's
never dressing up.
A piece of pizza, no shirt. You're good.
Yeah, they have the gaming competitions going on. They have the cosplay people. There's all kinds of stuff going on at those cons that you don't realize until you get there. You got Artist Alley where all the artists are in their booths with their books signing. It's incredible to see one. If no one if you're in the chat and you haven't been to one, you really should go check it out.
Yeah, I did a small one out here, and this one actually helped me get over my fear of filming in front of people, and it really does, and it helps, and it's just fun because I mean, especially when you do that, you realize quickly that you're not the only person walking around staring at a camera.
Right.
No.
About half the people there were videotaping. I mean, let's be honest. So I'm sure I'm on somebody's video somewhere. So.
But going back, we talk about your collection and stuff like that. So let's just go out to the first one. What is your most sentimental pop in your collection that you will never let go ever?
I probably will never let any of them go because I'm a bit of a packer. But probably the one that's the most interesting that I really liked is I'm not sure how many people saw the show Silicon Valley. It was on HBO. In this particular character, I'm sure Wayne probably knows who this character is, or who the person is that plays this character. It's the guy from Deadpool, T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller.
From where?
He played Weasel in Deadpool, the guy that owns the bar.
Right.
He was awesome. We went to a comedy show, and I brought the Funko Pop with me. I was thinking, you probably never. He was the nicest guy. He autographed the Pop, and we sat down. And he actually spent time talking to you and asked you how things were going. I also bought some hot sauce was autographed. So it was probably. It's not a very cool pop. I think it's like a $10 pop, but based on the experience that I had, and sometimes meeting people that are famous can be unpleasant because the people aren't very nice. But he was very, very nice. So from that experience, based on that, I would probably say that was really awesome.
So let me ask you a question: do you get starstruck?
I think so. I
know I do. I know I do. Look, the only like real star I've ever been around was the voice actor in Momo. I said that I wouldn't get starstruck until I handed her the pop and I couldn't speak. So I was just wondering if I was the only one there.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I went to a training camp with Tom Brady and talk about, I was super starstruck when he came by and was signing autograph. I didn't even get it. I had the marker in my hand and he walked right past me. And I froze. I was like, but yeah, it's I'm sure Chris agrees with me. Am I right?
Oh, I see. Yeah, and I would agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I'm the type of person where I don't get too starstruck, but it really, for me, it depends on the person. If it's a person like a Tom Brady, I'm a ginormous fan of him, whether he plays on a different team or not. I wish him the best of luck. Patriots are still going to win, so it doesn't matter. But if it's a guy like Tom Brady, I'm still going to get starstruck. If it's a guy like Bill Belichick, I'd still get starstruck. If I go into something like my childhood, if I met a guy like Ed O'Neill, I get starstruck. But if it's someone where I'm like, I like them and they're cool, they're really interesting. Like I met my early days, I was working in San Francisco and I met Dave Chappelle, and dude was a super cool, down to earth guy. I was never really starstruck, but he was just hanging out. He stopped and talked with us for a little bit. And, he just went on and I was just like, wow, I mean, that was kind of cool. I didn't feel starstruck by any means, but, I think if it definitely was a guy like Tom Brady, I wouldn't even know what to say.
Right. Well, there you go. Same here.
Never got the marker out of your hand.
I just stood there.
I
just walked right past me. He walked right past. I just thought it was cool that I was like within 2 feet. There was no social distance. I was within 2 feet. Of course, this was before all that, and he walked right past me. But that was cool. I'll take that.
So Chris asked you, like, what was your most sentimental pop? What is your most expensive pop?
Yeah, it's the Ace Ventura. It's
Ventura.
Yeah, $450 is probably by far. I've got some other pretty good ones too. I got this one. It's a Wolverine. Oops, it's a Wolverine. It's the black and white one.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I believe, I'm not sure what that's going for. I don't know, maybe 125, something like that. I don't have a lot of really super. Most of the ones that, it depends on what you mean by value. Is I have a lot of, well, not a lot. I have a decent amount of autograph pops. Those are probably the ones that I really like collecting more than anything. I have he was the voice actor of
Master
Chief. So I just thought that was really cool because, again, I played a lot of Halo with my brother and my cousin, and I just sort of it's when I see certain things, it brings back memories, like looking at a picture of your mother. Well, not exactly like that, but it's sort of like you're seeing something and it brings back an image. And, so right. Mom will not appreciate that I compared it to Master Chief, but that's fine.
It'll be okay.
She's probably not watching.
I think that's what we were talking about with Poppin Duo, because he collects a lot of ad icons, and I think that's why so many people love ad icons, because it brings you back to that certain time in your life when you saw that icon or you saw that something or other. And I think that's where I started with my own personal collection. I started with something that if I got something in the mystery box that was real sentimental to me, that I kept it, and it's something where I see it and it brought it back. But now it's made it worse, because the more mystery boxes I do, the more Funkos I see that I didn't even know they had.
Right. Yeah, I opened, like I said, I opened one today, and I opened Josh Baskin was then there from Big, and a tattoo from Fantasy Island. I don't know if you guys remember Fantasy Island. I know Wayne does. He's much older than I am. So
I don't have a clue what Fantasy Island is.
I know what. Are you serious?
I know what Fantasy Island is. Come on.
Are you serious?
Clue.
Come on.
Hey, I kind of got a question now. How old do you think I am?
You're 50. I don't know, 51, 2, something. Oh, dear. Sorry about that. I'm 45, so I know you're older than I am. Am I right?
Nope.
Are you serious? I'm the oldest one here?
I think so.
I should be in a rocking chair.
All right,
check
this out. My hair started going this color in my 20s. So I was about 22, 23. I had these white stripes that just kind of went through here. And I had a really good friend at the time that said they were supervillain stripes. And the stripes just got bigger and bigger. And I think it was as my kids got older. As my kids got older, it just kept spreading until it's like both sides of my Not that old.
Okay. All right. So I'm the oldest one. Is that what you're saying?
Probably. I don't know how old Chris is, but probably. So I'm 40.
Okay. Oh, alrighty. I'm 45, so I'm 5 years old. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So 40 is a hard year. Chris, how old are you?
I forget half the time. I'm 38.
40 was a tough year. Wait till you hit that 40. That 40, you're like, man, I just turned 40 years old. Or at least that's how I felt. Maybe that's not the same for everybody.
I think, to be honest with you, for me, 40 was fine. 30 was traumatizing. I
think 40 was
the entire day. I mean, when you're 20 in your 20s, you're like, I'm sort of an adult, but I'm still sort of a kid. And like when you go from 19 to 20, you're like, oh, I get to drink soon. Of course, you've been drinking already. Well, I get to drink soon and all that. But when you go from 29 to 30, it's just like, I'm a full-fledged adult now. I need to grow up and stop hanging out with my friends at night and causing trouble.
I didn't have that problem at 30.
Right.
I'm supposed to work harder now.
I will actually say that JKL. I didn't know JKL was 46. He actually looks good for being 46.
Oh, good. I feel young now.
I think we got to feel good again. So I see Shanko.
I was just gonna get to that one. Shanko, he's our Australian friend that comes on every week.
He's pulling us back in real quick.
Yeah, he said off topic. What do you guys But what do you guys know about the first wave of Simpsons pops? This is before I started collecting, so I'm not 100%.
I don't know about the first wave. I started collecting the Simpson pops in the Treehouse of Horrors. So I mean, I would imagine there is a lot of waves of Simpsons out there, a lot like the Venomized line and all of the other into the ground. Right. I have a lot of them out there, and I've never really looked into it to find out. But I do know that there's 7 or 8 of the Treehouse Simpsons.
Right.
I'm only missing a couple of those. That's one of the lines that I've actually been trying to get all of.
Yeah, I only have a couple. I got them from a mystery box, of course. But
Yeah,
they're really cool. They're really cool ones. But I know there's other Simpsons ones out there, and I used to love Simpsons. Sort of got to a point where it's just like, the kids are never going to grow up. When do these kids grow up? I mean, come on.
They don't grow up.
I know. It's like that's.
But that show has predicted more things than I've ever seen.
That's true.
Real quick, I did want to comment when Mama J, you don't look 50, so keep on going.
That's right.
50 might be a rough one. There's no doubt.
I'm not looking forward to 40. Come on, man.
I quit having birthdays after this one. I'm done. That was the last one I had. You say the 30 was traumatizing. I thought the 40 was. So it's the last one I had.
So same question I had for Poppin Duo. If you were to categorize all your pops, what category would you have the most of that you go after?
I probably the Marvel Pops. I have a lot of Marvel Pops because there's just so many out there, and they have a tendency to sort of accumulate in these mystery boxes, and then I'll go and buy some and things like that. So probably Marvel. I do have a fair amount of Star Wars Pops. Once my brother started building this thing, and I realized how big it was, I'm like, holy smokes, I don't have enough Pops to fill it. So I started buying Pops just to fill this thing, so it didn't look like it was weird. And my brother actually made me another display that's for Hoth. From the snowy planet from Empire Strikes Back. So he made me a little display, and it's big too. I was like, geez, I need to get a bunch more Pops just to fill it. So those are probably my two main ones. And then a lot of the other ones, I've got a lot of ones and twos of so many different ones, because like I said, when I see a certain Pop of, whatever it is, I don't feel like I need to buy the entire line of them. Like if there was like a Wayne and a Garth one, I would just buy Wayne and Garth, even if there was a bunch of other ones, because they're interesting characters, but those are not the characters I liked. So I'm okay with just getting one or two. It's going to be hard to categorize things because it just looks like insanity. But I just, I guess for me, it's mainly Marvel, I would say. Marvel and some Star Wars. Those are the main ones. I do like ad icons as well. But it's just, again, the ones I like some cereals. Like Frankenberry, I never ate that. I don't like fruity cereals at all. It was always chocolate. So, Cocoa Pebbles, if there's a Cocoa Pebbles one, I'm all over it. But for some of the others, I didn't really eat those things. So.
You got to have that association, that connection with something.
Right.
So I see somebody.
I'm with you.
So I see somebody put over there. It seems to be 67 Simpson Pops. I can believe that all day long. All day long, I can believe that.
And Pop Teats said Pop Teats come with some big facts lately. So. I'm gonna probably believe that.
I can believe that.
I love Simpsons, but I don't think I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Right.
What you were saying just a second ago, though, with the picking and choosing, I think at some point I had to decide I was picking and choosing which ones I was collecting. So I don't necessarily. I think when you first start collecting, you feel like you have to have the whole set of things. And at some point, I had to step back and say, well, I don't need the whole set. I only need Doc Holliday from Tombstone, right? So I've only been collecting the Doc Hollidays from that line because that was the character in that movie that I liked, right? So that's the one I collected, that series. So that's a very interesting point you made there on picking and choosing which ones you want. You don't have to have them all, just the ones you want to have, right?
Right. Well, there's only so much space in this room. So if I buy a whole line of something and then something else comes along that I liked a particular character, I can say, well, I don't have room for that. I'm going to get rid of something I like for something that's kind of related to something else. I don't know, just the way I feel about it. A lot of people are set collectors and like to finish things, and that's great. It's just not my style.
So it's funny you mentioned space, because I see my wife's back on here. So I had to have a hard conversation with my wife earlier that said, hey, I've run out of shelf space. I need another wall. So I need another wall to start collecting Pops, or I'm like for real out of shelf space. I'm out, and I don't believe in stacking them. So I just refuse to stack my Pops because I don't want them bending. I don't want them falling over. I'm the type of person that would worry at night that something's going to happen and my damn Pops are going to fall over and then my boxes are going to be messed up. It would just destroy me. I'd be out there with an axe chopping them all up in the yard. The neighbors would think I was crazy. They'd call the people in the white coats to come pick me up. It would just be bad. It would just be all around bad scenario. So, and I need another wall. I mean, I've run out of space.
Well, I told my wife, because she said, look, your Pops, if you can keep it in this area, because it's like a 2-car garage that's turned into like a man cave. If you can keep it in this area, it's fine. Otherwise, if it starts to crawl into other areas of the house, she said the place where there's the most space is outside. There's plenty of space outside. So I said, no. I'll keep it in here. So if I need something, and at some point when I add one, I take one out is the only way that it'll work. I'm still not at that point. I still got space, so there's no worries. I just don't want any really big Pops to get in my way. So,
Wayne, this could be a future talk about just put an addition onto the house.
There you go.
That'll solve everything.
I don't see that conversation happening either. I need an extension on the house because I have too many Pops. That's not going to go well. I mean, that's not going to go well for me. I mean, she might buy me a doghouse and set it outside. And be like, well, there's your extension. You need it somewhere to sleep.
Hey, well, now that you're collecting comic books, you need some room for those too.
Ooh, I haven't even opened that can of worms yet. I'm going to leave that can of worms. Look, I'm going to put them in boxes and hide them for now, just simply because I seriously have run out of space, and she's going to let me do it. I mean, I'm just giving her a hard time right now because she's on here. I'm going to eventually have to continue pushing out my studio because I've just ran out of space.
Yeah, I got to a point where some of my collections, like baseball cards and some of the other stuff, I try not to collect a lot of things that I can put in a box because I can't see it. Right. How often do I go in that box to pull out baseball cards to look at them? The thing I like about the Funkos, I can come down in the room and look around, and they're here, and I can sort of look at them or talk to people about them, etc. Whereas certain things like comic books. So I have some comic books, but I'm trying to get to a point where my plan is to take some comic books out and get them displayed with a Pop, like put a comic book out and have the Pop with it. Or if I have an autograph, like I have a cool autographed Elvira picture, and I want to put the Pop on a little shelf next to it just to make it sort of fun and make it really exciting and interesting. So I don't know, the way I want to try to do some, that's what I like to do, kind of unusual displays. I don't really just want a bunch of shelves so it looks like I'm in a store. So it's just, again, the way I like to just sort of design. I have some out of box and some in box, and etc.
I agree with you totally on that. I'm trying to not look like I'm so much in a store. I take some of mine out of the box, some of them in the box. I really think in my comic books I'm going to frame them and put them on the wall somewhere. I mean, just because there's always places you can put pictures and stuff like that versus where I can't put a shelf for a comic for a Pop. I mean, so there's always room for, I think, stuff like that. And look, I'm probably not out of space. I'm probably being a little bit dramatic. I could probably make a little space if I want to, but I like to keep things very organized. So I kind of need a new wall to keep it organized versus looking cluttered. Right. I don't like the cluttered look.
Yeah.
And at the point that I start to look cluttered, I'll start selling stuff.
Right. Yeah, I need to get some shelving down in this area. I keep buying these mystery boxes, and someone was like, hey, where are you putting all that stuff? I said, that's a good question. I got a bunch of stuff just kind of stacked on the wall over here, and my brother's supposed to be coming next weekend, and I'm excited to see him. He thinks it's because I'm excited to see him. I'm really excited for him to help me build some shelves. So I can
right.
Hey, thanks for coming over. We got some work here, bud.
Thanks for coming over. Where's your hammer?
That's right. While you're here, let me go buy you a helmet. So exactly. I've seen some of these comments over here, and clearly these people are not married.
Yeah.
So one of them says, send her outside, not married, clearly not married. And then one of them says, build her a she shed. Her she shed is the house. That is her she shed. Mm-hmm. I'm just allowed to stay in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is my area.
That's right.
And the rest of the area, when you go, it's like two separate buildings because the way it's designed and decorated in here. You go somewhere else and you're like, that room doesn't even belong there. It's like a fun house on this end, and the other rest of the house is nicely decorated and etc. So
this is a great question. I think Wayne and I have talked about before is what do you guys do with, I'm going to guess, boxes from out of box Pops? I actually keep all of my boxes. I have them in the closet. I stack them up and put them in the closet.
So this is what I do with mine. And if y'all aren't doing this, maybe you'll start doing it. You know, the bottom shelf that you really can't see, the bottom of your shelf where you have your Pops and you really don't you can't look down in it. I normally stack my boxes down in the bottom of the bottom shelf just so that I keep them nice and neat and they don't get damaged. And you don't really look down there anyways, right? I mean, it's the bottom shelf.
Yeah.
Well, when I first started collecting, I didn't collect because I was thinking they had value. I would open the pop and just throw the box right in the garbage. I was just like, oh, this pop isn't going to be worth anything. It's just a piece of vinyl. And one of them is actually a Julian Edelman pop, and it's worth $80. I think it's going for $80 now, and I don't have the box, so it's not worth $80 to me. I was like, dag, of course, the one that I collect early that's worth something, I threw away. So from when I take some out of the box, I try to put them in, and I have a closet in another part of the house that my wife doesn't know about. And that's where all the plat boxes go. If she goes in there, they're going to tumble down and crush her. So that's the plan.
It's funny what I've even seen on YouTube. There's a lot of people that will pay for empty boxes because maybe they got a box that was crushed or something like that. They'll pay for the empty boxes and the liner inside. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I tried to not too long ago, and I can't remember which one it was. I tried to find a box for it. That's one of those things that I almost think Funko should offer at some point.
Spares.
It'd be like, hey, look, I got the box. You want the box? I got a box. Because a lot of times your boxes are damaged, irregardless. And maybe they're not doing that because of the fact that, it drives the value.
Yeah. Well, they're probably concerned about people buying fakes and then just buying their box.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I try to pull a fast one on something. I don't know.
That makes much better sense. There's a lot of fakes running around out there right now. Me and somebody were talking about that the other day, and just the amount of the fakes that are out there. If there's money involved, there's people willing to fake it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Sure.
And there's some really good fakes too. That's the thing. I think early on, some of the fakes, people did sloppy jobs with painting and got some real cheap boxes. And you could sort of figure out now. I'm very careful by buying on eBay because you don't know what you're going to get.
Not so much anymore. They've gotten really good with it.
But Bearded Barbarian. I know Wayne and I got to take a little break before we get onto another live stream coming up pretty soon. We do want to thank you for coming on with us as part of our first guest live stream, I guess is what we want to call it. I've really enjoyed this. I think we're going to continue doing this at least once a month type thing with different YouTubers. I thank you for coming on last minute as we thought about this last minute. So I would definitely want to thank you for coming on and hanging out with us and showing us your collection and stuff like that. Now, before we go, I want to let you open up the window. And actually, before that, guys, if you have not gone to Bearded Barbarian's site yet, go to his YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and hit those post notification bell. And check out his videos. He's got some great videos. He comes up with some. I've learned about a lot of mystery boxes from this man himself. I've been trying to find ones that I found that he has showed me. So. Yeah. Before I let you go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let us know what you have going on.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. I really enjoy both your channels. I started out with, finding Wayne, and Wayne found my channel, and it's been a lot of fun. They're very different channels, and that's what I really liked about it. Is, I go to do my own thing, but Wayne does something that's very different. And it's very, very creative, and I just really enjoyed it. And the same thing for Chris and Mr. Techbot. I really enjoy the channels because there's so many great channels out there that are sort of very different. If I was watching the same thing from every channel, it'd be really boring. But everyone has their own take on how they do it. And I just think that's a lot of fun and makes it really interesting. For me, I try to post every other day or so. It's not always Mondays, Wednesdays, or whatever, but it's about every other day. So I posted one today. Every Friday or Saturday, I have a giveaway that I'll put 3 items out, and you can pick whichever item. I've started doing things with mystery boxes because people are into that. And then, I'll spin a wheel, and whoever wins it, I'll send it over to them. And people, it's a lot of fun. We try to do things and try to be engaging with people to keep it interesting. And because I get so many things from mystery boxes and I don't sell it, I have no room. I got to get it out of here. So I'm trying to find a way, and people there's somebody for something. So that's one of the things I really enjoyed. I just wanted to thank Mr. Techbot for the t-shirt. It finally came in. I won it. I sent one of my bots out.
Exactly what you did.
And WayneKo bot. And the WayneKo bot, because I put it there because if I get caught, then I can just attribute it to you. And then this one I actually won on Poppin Duo. I sent a different bot for this one, and I won this giveaway. And I'm going to open it on one of my videos. I was going to open it today, but I felt like, well, I'll open it on the video. That'll be a lot of fun. And Wayne sent me a pair of boxer shorts, and I'm wearing those right now. So I just wanted to make sure everyone's included in that. No, I'm just kidding, of course. But anyway, I do appreciate everyone and you guys having me on. If you ever get bored and you want, me to come back, I'm happy to do it. I just think there's a lot of great channels, and I'm looking forward to the next Friday when you have somebody on, or just the two of you. So that's all I got.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on.
And I did put a link to the Bearded Barbarian right down there. I was trying to get Poppin Duos, but I don't know what's going on right now. For some reason, it's not copy and pasting. Don't know what, but definitely go on to Poppin Duos. Again, it's let me try one more time to get this link up here. For
if you subscribe to my channel, I'll forward it on to Poppin Duo. How's that? Does that sound good? Or
it sounds awesome.
Here we go. But no, subscribe to both, because, like I said, both of them are fantastic. They get some great mystery boxes going, and so I just got Poppin Duo down here. Hit both links, hit the subscribe buttons on both of them, and again, definitely thank you for coming on, man. It's been a blast. I know you are always here on the chat all the time, so we do appreciate you joining us.
Y'all have been great. You made me feel old today, which I really didn't appreciate. But other than that, it's been really, really great.
Yeah, it's fun having you on, bud. We appreciate it. I see Shanko wanted to plug for the stream we're going to be doing tonight. I can't remember who we're doing it with.
Yeah, and I found out what the MI was for, because she lives in Michigan, so it's MI Fun Company. We're gonna have to ask her, but we are going to be tonight on what's it called? It's night. Why am I drawing a blank right now?
That's what I was drawing. That's why I didn't say anything. I figured I got old. It was Alzheimer's already kicked in that fast. Just that fast. I just drew a blank.
I completely just drew a blank on it at the moment. I think it's Night Owl. It's the Night Owl. I've got all my things up right here right now, and here it is. The Night Owl Sessions tonight, which is with Me Fun Company and Fox Crown. So that starts at 8:00. She has invited both me and Wayne, and also Average Will be on there as well. So it should be fun. See what we get. Who knows what we're going to talk about. And I think it'll be fun. And definitely come up and check out. Fox Crown is going to be dressing up as William Wallace. So I'm excited to see that one.
Is he going to get disemboweled at the end of it too, or how does that work?
It's Fox Crown. Nobody really knows what he's got up his sleeve.
Oh, right. That would finish it off, though. I mean,
Yeah, I would agree. It'd be awesome.
Scary.
Well, Beer Bar, thank you guys. Thank you very much for coming on. We do appreciate it.
I apologize for the technical difficulties early on. I was putting an L instead of an I, so I was trying to figure out what the heck was I doing wrong. Anyway, so
no worries.
It happened.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we will talk later.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. That's all we got for you. You got anything else, Wayne?
No, we've kind of run late today. Let's guys, don't forget, subscribe to our channels, click those notifications. I think the most important part that you could do is make sure you have your notifications turned on. I've kind of noticed that lately that people get lazy when they subscribe, right? They subscribe and then they don't turn on that bell notification. You seriously need to be turning on that bell notification, or you don't see our videos at all. They don't come up on your feed at all unless you have those notifications on. So if you subscribe to our channel, you probably never watch us again without turning on those notifications. I mean, so make sure that you're hitting that.
And we both upload videos every single week. We do our live streams. Sometimes I jump on another one on Sundays. So definitely hit us up. Also go to our Facebook page, our Instagram pages. Address our links are in the description in the video. So definitely hit us up, guys. It's been fun. We've actually had a ton of people on here. You guys have had some great questions, and we definitely appreciate every single one of you that come onto this video. Because again, without you guys here, we would just be doing what we do during the week and just talk on FaceTime.
But I would do that anyways, though. So hey guys, have a good one. Have a good weekend. We'll be back on tonight. Come check us out at 8.
And don't forget, next week we are changing the time. Next week it's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're changing the time to that time so we can get a broader area, because we had a lot of people on the West Coast asking that because they keep missing the show. So definitely the 6 o'clock next week. If you can come on at 8 o'clock to Night Owl, come check us out. Have some more fun. All right, guys.
Have a good one, guys.
We are going to be out.
See y'all tonight.